Welcome, everyone, to our Taxaroo relaunch event. We are the complete online tax practice management portal. If you are a tax business owner, if you are a CPA firm owner, if you are a tax attorney, if you are an enrolled agent like myself, this is the product that you have been missing in your practice. And by the time you get done looking at this today, you're going to say, wow, where have you been all of my life? I have to tell you, I've been in this business for, I guess, 14 years now, coming up into my 14th season. And my very first season, my second season, my third season, my fourth season, I quickly figured out that doing everything sort of manually with Excel and trying to keep track of things myself was not going to work long term. Let me tell you what happened in my life. I ended up moving towns, which means that I kind of got into this cycle where every couple of years I built up offices and then I sold them and moved to a new place. And because of other things going on in our lives between my wife and me, we ended up moving into 5 different states over the course of about a 20-year period. So obviously some of that has been in my career and the tax business. So I figured out quickly that I either totally lost some of my friends that I couldn't sell as a part of that process, or I had to figure out how to work virtually with them. So what did I need to do? I needed to figure out how to work virtually. So what did that mean? That means that over the course of the next several years, I accumulated tools. Can you identify? I mean, what was it going to use to, in the beginning, I was doing like conference calls, right? And so I had a conference call system and I was using telephones, but then everybody had my cell and they were calling my cell all the time. And, back then I didn't know any better. I was doing email. And then some of you, I'm going to really date myself. I was using an FTP server. Y'all remember what that was? And then I built a website and we created these forms. And then the IRS came and said, hey, if you're collecting tax information on your website, you have to get special permission to do that. And oh man, it's like the list and the list went on and on. What would I have done in the very beginning of my business to have a tool like this? We're going to show you exactly what this tool can do for you. And I know that by the time you're done looking at this today, you're just going to be blown away with your need for this in your practice. I'm going to turn it over to Mario Costanz, our Director of Growth, to show you what we've got.
Thank you so much, Knox. What a great story. So let's start with kind of what's happening in the world today, right? COVID-19. We're living in a virtual world, and it's not like we're going to be living in a virtual world anymore. We are. That shift has already happened, and it's happened as a result of the following timeline. When you think back, as Knox talked about, the last couple of decades in the tax industry, the first tax software was started in the 1970s, 1980s, the first electronic filing. 1990s, Intuit actually acquired TurboTax. They did not start that product. 2000s, the Free File Alliance started, where the IRS started to allow free returns to be submitted to them through software providers. In the 2010s, something called Online Assisted was created, which was a kind of hybrid between do-it-yourself interacting online and still a tax professional like yourselves or ourselves still finalizing the tax return. And now in 2020, complete virtual is a must. COVID-19 has really taken us over the edge of that, and we're going to show you exactly how you can connect with your customers in a whole different way. When we talk about market share, we talk about what's happening in the industry. This graph is very telling. If you look back to 2012, it was about 65% market share of tax professionals prepared tax returns in the US. This past year, it's down to 51%, and you can see the trend lines and which way they're going. So how are you going to work through that, and what are you going to do next? We're going to show you. So what taxpayers are looking for today are tech-driven services. They don't all want tech. We all know that clientele, everyone does not want to do their own return, but still, everyone is still linked to their phones and their computers and their devices. You need to be able to provide the best of both worlds, and that's delivering your tax prep and accounting services remotely and using online workflows and easy to use communication tools. So we're going to show you some more about that. The competition out there, they already have these pieces in place. You probably heard about Intuit and H&R Block, large companies in our industry. They're offering it already, and their stocks are on fire as a result of the gains that they're getting through those hybrid type services. So we pay attention to consulting firms, and McKinsey, one of the largest consulting firms, issued a report that talked about digital enabled sales transactions. They are now 2 times more important than prior to COVID-19, just about a year ago. So 200% more important to consumers that they can interact digitally with professionals of all sorts, including tax and accounting. And Taxaroo is where we come in, is we help firms to adapt to that new digital sales transaction. So you have a choice, right? And we're in a business that has been set in its ways for a long time, and we were able to control that for a long time. However, today's consumers, they're going to render you obsolete if you still make them do things the old way. They shouldn't be scanning and signing signatures. They shouldn't be communicating in unsecured channels like email. You need to stay relevant, and you need to interact with them the way they want to interact you. And that's over the internet, but to still be able to work directly with you. I'm going to show you exactly how Taxaroo can help you do that. So let's talk about what customers are demanding today. They want to save time. They clearly want to save money. They want no hassles. Who wants hassles? None of us do. They still want that connected relationship. All right. This is something that they trust you with their social security numbers, your income documents, with you attesting for their tax return and sending it to the IRS for you. They want to be accessible. They want to not have to worry about your office hours and when they can show up to drop off paperwork. And they want their pro and all of their resources available anytime they need it, not just during business hours. So let's talk about what the old way of doing things. You would be emailing your customers, hey, send me this document. They'd be sending you the wrong document. All these things are happening. And then what about billing? Waiting for payments. He sent you a bill. Oh, the check is in the mail, right? We've all heard that before, right? Or you've got the return completed and you're ready to submit, and you got to chase that signature. Keep asking for the same thing over and over again. Then think about it. How many of your clients may already have your cell number, or they have your email, and sometimes they're sending you Facebook messages or all types of fragmented ways of communication. Maybe they're still sending you a fax or sending you stuff in the mail. We all know that this business has a lot of great things and a lot of terrible things. Tax season is brutal sometimes. And for us, when we get to take a little time off in the off season, hey, could you send me a copy of your return? Don't you hate hearing that? I sure do. So this is kind of the old way of doing things is. And then just what about scheduling? Hey, you're ultimately going to have an appointment with your client and you're going to go over with them back and forth. Oh, when's good for you? When's good for you? So there's a new way to do things, and Taxaroo is going to show you how. That's online submissions of documents directly to you so that you can still prep the return. Seamless integrated payments right into the same platform. Easy IRS compliant electronic signatures issued right through the platform and coming right back into the one portal. Secure messaging of all sorts, because you need to really interact with people the way they want to interact, not the way you want to interact. Some people want to have a video call with you. Some people want to chat online, and some people want to still use their SMS and text you because texting is very effective. All of those tools are built within Taxaroo in one place. What about document portal? Storing all that data in a server. Do you really want to go rent a server or continue to have stuff on your machines? No, have it all in one place on an online document portal where also the customers can access it. And then online appointment scheduling, easy to use, integrated right within the tool. Let's kind of keep moving forward. And with that, I'm going to turn it back to Knox, and he's going to demo some of those tools that we just talked through. Knox, you're on mute.
Thank you. So this is the inside of Taxaroo, right? This is what we call the client dashboard. So when you're a firm, you get to come in here, you log in, and you can instantly see all of your clients that are exactly as it says, unassigned. So these are the clients that have just come into your queue. You can see these are, just come in. They're here less than a day. They're currently unassigned. So I want to work on one of these clients, not a problem. We're going to work on Leeward Catamaran. I'm going to go ahead and assign this to myself. Now, this is a demo account. These are obviously all fake. Once I assign that to myself, what you're going to notice is that now when I go back to the client list, I am going to see a little bit different look than what I saw before. But now when I go into this client, I'm going to be able to see everything that this client has filled out in their particular interview. And one of the things you're going to notice is that they have some of the information filled out, but not everything yet, right? That was intentional. Obviously, I did that on purpose. If I'm calling on the phone, if I'm talking to them face to face, whatever, I can click the edit button and I can edit these. But what I want to show you is from the client side, what this looks like. So I'm going to go ahead. Remember, I'm on the firm side. I'm going to switch over to the client side, look at what this looks like. So you can see that I am assigned. So it now shows the contact info as Knox Wimberly. That happens to be my name. The name of this particular firm is Knox Demo, right? It's a very fancy name. Woohoo! But you can see that we could do several different things in here, right? We could schedule that appointment, just like we talked about with Mario a moment ago. I could actually open up my chat window here and talk to my preparer. Hello, right? Preparo. I don't know what a preparo is. But anyway, I could talk to my preparer. I could send files back and forth right in here. So I'm in my 2019 individual. It's going to go ahead and pop up. And let's say that I wanted to send in this Excel spreadsheet, right? So now I've sent in this Excel spreadsheet. I can also schedule from here. So I could click on schedule. I could schedule a 30-minute call, whatever the case is. I am really looking forward to discussing my returns with you, right? Whatever the case is, go ahead and click next. It's going to now ask me for availability. Now, in this case, it's going to show lots of availability because this is not really linked to my calendar, but you can actually link this to your calendar. So it's all totally integrated to schedule in. We're going to go ahead and schedule a noon appointment. Click schedule, and now I have a scheduled call, right? So it's showing me right here. I've scheduled that call. If it were time for it, I could actually click on join and go straight into, we haven't showed you this yet, but this is really, really awesome, straight into a video chat here as well. But I want to go ahead and show you the interview process, right? So you'll notice that this shows that I have completed one of the sections, but there's still some sections that I have not completed yet. So I've completed my basic personal information, but I haven't done my fraud information. So this is an intelligent questionnaire. This is a digital organizer. So, you have your clients fill out their organizers. Those are paper. They go back and forth. Or you sit across from your client, you're having that conversation, or you're doing it by phone, whatever the case is. Now you can have a totally customizable digital organizer. So you say, okay, what kind of ID you have? Well, I have a driver's license. Well, it's intelligent enough to know, okay, well, now I need to get some driver's license information, right? Or I don't have state ID. Well, if I don't have it, I don't need to ask for that information, right? This is an intelligent form. Then I'm going to go to the next section. Now, if I had a dependent, I would click on add a dependent. I would add them in. I'm going to, for expedience sake, not actually do a dependent. And again, we were going through residency and the whole bit. Now, I'm not going to complete that, but you'll notice as I complete them, we begin to see these check marks. So I'm going to go ahead and close that out now, but I want to show you another really couple of things. So that appointment not only showed up down here in my chat, but it also showed up right up top when I log in so that I can see it really, really easily. So now when I come into this particular portal at the appropriate time, I can really easily click on join. And as soon as I do that, if it were time for the appointment, right, then this video channel would be open. You'll notice this is totally branded to my firm. So this logo up here is my firm's logo. Absolutely a beautiful, beautiful thing, the way that we have that white labeled for you. The other thing that you're going to really, really love is that as we go into the settings here, your clients do have two-factor authentication available, as do you. That's going to be really, really important for security. I'll talk about that in a minute. But we are the only system around that allows your clients to also complete the entire process in Spanish. So I just switched this to Spanish, and you may know Spanish better than I do. I'll be honest, Spanish is not my strong point, but you'll notice that it has now translated these things for me. So tu próxima cita, my appointment is upcoming, right? My upcoming appointment. I'm going to go ahead though and switch back because honestly, Spanish is not really my thing. I don't always speak English super well either, but I speak it slightly better than Spanish at least. So I'm going to go ahead and return to my account. We'll go back to the tax firm side, and I'll show you what that looks like on the tax firm side. By the way, since I'm the preparer, this new client got assigned to me. I got a new email. It says, hey, you've got a new client on Taxaroo. And it tells me exactly who that is. Hey, you have a new client, Leeward Catamaran. I could sign in, and I got that email just as soon as that got assigned to me. But you'll notice that some other emails popped in here too. First of all, Leeward Catamaran uploaded a document. Now you say, I didn't see you upload a document, Knox. Well, you didn't see me upload a document through the normal method, but you did see me upload a document in the chat window as I was chatting with the particular preparer. So I did upload a document there. I also scheduled a call, right? So it tells me that it scheduled the call, and it sent me some messages there. These came in through chat. I didn't happen to be online, so it sent me email notifications letting me know, hey, my client just sent me that. But I also got this calendar invite. I'm going to go ahead and click yes. That's going to throw that onto my calendar automatically for me. And again, I can just come in straight into the email and join that appointment at the appropriate time. And I also got notice that Leeward Catamaran actually updated their interview process, right? The interview was updated. So I'm going to go ahead and click on View Project. And now this is going to bring me straight into this particular client and into this particular thing. Now you're going to notice that right away, I've got these notifications that show me exactly what has changed in this client. So I have this notification that tells me, hey, I have a new file from this client. In this case, it was the Excel or the CSV file, right? And you'll notice down here, it tells me that I answered a new question. So there was new information there as well. Really, really awesome. By the way, we can even export this into your tax software. So I'm set up with Drake in this particular client. I can export there. I could do all kinds of things in here, right? I can set up my invoices. Now, I haven't actually attached this one because it's a demo account, but I can set up my invoices. I can send out for e-signatures once I have my final thing. So really, really simple to do that. I simply come in here and click, and we are going to upload a random PDF. It is going to pull forward the name and the email from the particular client. Now I'm going to change this just so that I get it here and we can see what that looks like. And it will pull this forward actually from the interview. Now, in this case, I didn't complete the interview, so that's why it didn't pull it forward, but it automatically pulls this forward. We offer free knowledge-based authentication with last name, last four of the social, and date of birth. We also offer enhanced knowledge-based authentication. I'll talk more about that in just a moment. So we'll go ahead and say, please e-sign authorizing, whoops, helps if I spell it right, authorizing e-file, right? This is your 2019 tax return, whatever the case may be. Now, if I had a spouse, I would go ahead and add that spouse in. For the simplicity, we're going to say nope at the moment. So we're going to pretend this is an 8879 or something like that, right? Go ahead and drag my signatures where they need to be. Again, if I had a spouse, super, super simple, I would just click on the drop down and choose that. Multiple pages, no problem. Going to go ahead and send that out for signature. Now, I've sent that out for signature, and you're going to know right away what has happened, right? Well, when I go into my email, I've got some new things in here, right? First of all, as a client, I just got a, hey, you have a new document ready to approve on our portal. But you're going to notice something different. This did not come from Taxaroo. This is because we are totally white labeled for you. So this came from the preparer, in this case, Knox Wimberly, right? So you have a document ready to approve. Again, my logo. Email comes from me. If you look up here, you'll notice that, well, in my case, I'm at Taxaroo, but it came from me, and Knox Wimberly sent you this. There's nothing here that points back to Taxaroo in any way. And I can go ahead and review this document and see what that signing process looks like. So it says, hey, we need to go ahead and verify your identity. So I'm trying to remember, this was catamaran? What? I don't even remember how that was spelled. Catamaran. You can tell I'm not a sailor, right? I don't know if I spelled that right or not. I don't think I did. That's okay. We'll fix it in a minute. There we go. And I don't remember what social was, so we'll just get it wrong intentionally. And that's not so bad anyway, because you can see what happens when we get it wrong. So when we get it wrong, then it says, uh-oh, we couldn't verify that information, right? It was not actually all correct. So let me go back in and see what the correct info is. That's going to be helpful to me. So this is an in progress job. So we're going to go ahead and click over here into in progress. I'm going to click into the client, and now I will be able to scroll down and see exactly what the real info is so I can get it right. All right, so it was 1008. So that's helpful to know. So we're going to go ahead back over to that window. Boom. And this time we're going to do catamaran. I didn't spell that right again, but that's okay. Catamaran, catamaran. All right, catamaran. You can tell I'm not a sailor. I don't think I did that right again. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. All right, so then we're going to go ahead and get this part right, and we verify identity. And obviously, I don't know how to spell catamaran. So let's see, maybe I should choose names that I actually know how to spell, right? Catamaran. Awesome. All right. So now we're going to come up here and we're going to say Catamaran 1008 0101 2000, verify identity. So you'll see it's not going to let you in unless you actually pass the knowledge-based authentication. That's required by the IRS, right? So that's actually a good thing. So I'm going to go ahead and sign this. Now, if you're like 70% of my clients, they're actually doing this on their phone. And guess what they do? They take their finger and they sign it, right? Or they take their stylus and they sign it. But in this case, I'm on my computer. So I'm just going to use my mouse and I'm going to make this a totally fake signature because this is just a demo. And I'm going to go ahead and sign it. I'm going to pick the date and it defaults to today's date, which is good. And I'm going to go ahead and send these signatures. Now, I can download the original or I can download the signed copy right there. I'm going to actually do neither because what you're going to notice is that now I have a new document. So as the preparer, Taxaroo has let me know that I have now approved these documents, but I also have signed documents ready on the portal that have come from the preparer to give me a copy of that and let me review that for the client. So I get both of those emails, which is obviously a really good thing. But let's look at what happens back here on the preparer side. So when we look on the preparer side into the client dashboard, you're going to notice that I now have some check marks. This makes it super, super simple to come in here and see right away. Look, they have uploaded some files, they've answered their interview, and they have authorized e-signature. Now, I don't have payment yet, so I don't have the dollar sign. A reviewer hasn't reviewed it and signed off. That may or may not be a part of your flow. It works either way, right? So I can see exactly what's happening quickly. If someone comes in, fills something out, I haven't done it yet, there's going to be exclamation points here, and I can sort by each of these categories, which is really, really awesome as well. So I want to talk to you a little bit about security because this is a huge, huge deal to us. We do have multi-factor or two-factor authentication available. That is so important. The IRS is actually going to require multi-factor authentication for tax year 2020 in your tax software. So what does that mean? It means that you are going to pull out your phone, something like this, right? Something like your phone. And you're going to pull up an authenticator app. Some of you know what that is. I happen to like one called Authy sometimes. So this is what that authenticator app will look like, right? And you're going to enter in Taxaroo and you're going to enter that in, and we'll teach you all about how to do that. Don't worry about it during your onboarding process, but we're going to get you totally secure. This is a good thing because can you imagine if someone in your firm, their password was hacked and then they got into your portal system, they now have all of your client information and you made the news. Oops. We don't want to do that, right? So we want to use unique, secure passwords, but we also want to use multi-factor authentication. We're going to help to make sure you are secure. We also take care of all the PCI compliance so that you can accept payments straight in your portal. We take care of your SSL bank grade encryption. And we also offer, in addition to our free knowledge-based authentication, enhanced knowledge-based authentication. So what the IRS requires for the 8879 and similar forms is that you have to actually authenticate and make sure that the client is who they say they are. You can do that by a couple of different ways. But if you know the client, if you have an established relationship with the client, think you've been using them for years, they've prior your client. In this case, you can use our free knowledge-based authentication. But if they are a new client to you, then you need to do a public database pull. And this is what we call enhanced knowledge-based authentication. We manage all of this so you don't have to worry. We make this platform everything you need to operate your firm virtually. And with that, I'll turn it back to you, Mario.
Thank you, Knox. Appreciate that great synopsis of some of the core features of the tool. So let's talk about kind of what Taxaroo is. So, Taxaroo is an existing software. It's been around for a number of years, and it's got a nice amount of clients on there now. We're looking to invite you to join as well. You'll see on the screen what some of our existing clients have said about us. Knox, you can keep those slides moving forward and show some more. The reality is clients are happy with the tool as it was. And in 2020, with what happened with COVID and with how the world has changed, there's been a slew of new features that have been added to some of those core features that Knox talked through. So this portal was established in 2015. So it was the first online tax management portal that handles everything except your tax software. So you're still going to use your own tax software, and then this is going to help you manage everything else. Keep track of your clients, communicate with the clients, upload documents, signatures, payments, communications, all of that. In fact, Knox and I are part of the team that ran the first 100% virtual tax firm. And so there's experience. This is not just a software firm. This is a software firm that has roots in the tax industry and roots at the inception of the virtual assisted tax industry. This tool has been battle tested. It's been used. It's been tweaked. It's been enhanced. So you're not going to get something that's new to the market. You're getting a software that's both modern, tested, and has great new features. So let's keep the presentation moving forward. Knox touched on this, but this is super important. You'll probably interact mostly with the Taxaroo portal on the firm side on your desktop computer, but you can also use that on your mobile device anytime, anywhere. But your clients are more likely to use the link that's going to go to them for them to upload all those things that Knox talked about. And what you see on the screen is what that mobile optimized version looks like. So they're able to access this on any device at any time, and it looks great on their mobile devices. So they can upload the documents directly from their phone. So let's say someone's got their W-2s and their 1099s, and it's time. You've sent them out the link to submit the stuff to you. They're going to go in, they're going to fill out their information, which, as Knox mentioned, we can import in some of that information from your tax software. So it's pre-populated in this flow. So that's a real great customer experience. And then when they get to the point where the documents need to be uploaded, they can take the picture on the phone of the document and upload it. Seamless experience. So they're getting the convenience to do it yourself, which is what we talked about. Market share is moving towards do it yourself because people want this type of convenience, but now they still get the professional like yourself that they know and trust, whether it's existing clients or new clients. They're going to love this tool and this system. So there's a lot of things that we're talked about so far, but let's talk about if you decide to move forward with this software, what is it going to take? How much of a lift is it? Okay, we've established that you can do this very easily and very conservatively in only 30 days. Start to finish, onboarding, training, and this will enable you to take your tax practice virtual or hybrid. You can still have your retail location, your office location, but utilize this for the clients that prefer that online solution and prefer to comply with what is likely to be coming once again, quarantines. And be able to still get their taxes done without any disruption to their lives or your business. So what that 30-day entails is, first off, you're going to get a welcome call, welcome you to the software. You're going to get to go over all of your questions once you're a client. We'll also talk with you prior to you becoming a client. But that's when you're going to set up the portal. The configuration of it definitely does not take anywhere near 10 days, but we're just allocating that because we know you have other things going on. Then you're going to want to start adding your team in, setting up your video, and setting up the workflows. We have default workflows built into the system. So we have like common questions that everyone generally needs to answer on an individual return, a partnership return, a corporation return, a bookkeeping engagement. But you probably have your own set of questions. So you can leave it as is with the default questions, or you can say, hey, I want to change these questions, add these questions, remove these questions. I don't want my clients to have to answer that to submit information to you, or you may want questions that are specific to your practice that you want. We'll help and walk you through that with always available support, videos, and a great easy tool. Nothing on this tool is hard to use. We've built it so that tax professionals like yourself and your staffs can use it. Finally, kind of get in there with your staff, do some sample returns, act as if you're a client, like you saw Knox setting up some test clients in there. Set up your own test clients and then import your actual client data in there so that gets pre-populated so that when they come in the season, all that information is in there so that they can just update the information, upload the documents, and move that information over to you for the current year. Plus, it's going to be compliant. You're creating a record of those submissions. So how does this help your tax firm? Okay, first off, it's going to increase your client retention. Clients will be looking for other hybrid services. Clients clearly are moving to do it yourself year over year over year. And it's a better customer experience. It's modern. It's gonna modernize your practice. You probably, as Knox mentioned, as he did early in his career, have a handful of different tools that you're using. But now everything's being pulled into one. So that's going to create a better customer experience for your customers. They're going to know this is where I go to access my tax professional, somebody that they trust, and now they have one trusted source for everything else. Now, we've calculated that this actually saves you on the labor side, whether it's yourself doing returns or your staff, over 40 minutes in each and every return. And we've actually had, that's a very conservative estimate. Many firms save a whole lot more if they're updating antiquated processes and systems and tools. It's also going to save you costs compared to using all those tools. We talked about all that tool bloat, that software bloat that we all have in our own P&Ls of software that we're using. You're going to get rid of a lot of those and save some money there by using Taxaroo. And then ultimately what that does is it's going to create more quality time in your life. So let's keep telling you a little bit more about what's going on. Knox mentioned some of these briefly, but here, the import and export is huge. I don't know how much we showed it in the demo, but I'll talk to you 1 second more about it. The information that the client submits to you on your portal, again, it's your branded portal, it's not Taxaroo from their perspective. On your portal, you then can export into your tax software. So that's a complete time saver. It's an amazing use of technology to systemize your business. We've also built automated follow-ups. Now, we all know about the files that are on hold waiting for documents, right? So clients submit you most of their stuff or some of their stuff or everything but one document, right? It happens all the time. And then you spend your time, your team's time chasing down that one document. Hey, could you please send it? Hey, could you please send it? We've built features inside the software that you're going to request it once, and the system's going to automatically follow up with them until they send it to you. Set it and forget it. Knox mentioned the Spanish workflows. Hispanic market is a great market to tap into if you're not into it already. And if that's the demographics where your firm is located, your clients are going to love you for it. And then clearly, you can't do all these different things without being able to track it. So we've built a robust set of performance analytics for you to go and take a look at. And with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Knox, and he's going to move forward with his side of the presentation.
Yeah, so we've also got some built-in marketing tools here, but before we look at that, I want to really quickly just once again show you a couple of things, and particularly related to our automated follow-ups, because as Mario mentioned, he and I were both involved in a large virtual tax firm, and we discovered this is a serious pain point, right? So we're going back into the same client, this Leeward Catamaran client. And in this case, we've only got one document that's come in, right? So I'm going to go ahead and request some more documents. So perhaps I need a consolidated 1099 from my client. Let's see. Let's also ask for Social Security card for Brittany. And let's ask for W-2 from Walmart, right? Whatever the case may be, please upload these documents for me ASAP. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and submit that request. Now it's going to confirm for me, congratulations, we've asked for these from our client. So let's see kind of what happens on the client side. Well, you're probably not shocked that there is a new email, right, that just went out to the client. That'll pop in here in just a moment. But before, well, actually it won't pop to me because I just realized my email is not set on that. So actually that's going to go to this particular email, which is not mine, but trust me, there's an email that went and shows exactly what I have requested. But let me show you what else happens in this particular client once they log into their portal where they clicked on from the email. So they've logged in here, and you'll notice that now I have these 3 documents requested, right? And it shows me, hey, would you please upload a consolidated 1099, a W-2, and a social security card, right? So we're going to go ahead and upload here. I can drag and drop, or I can simply click here and it will pop for me. Either way works. So we're just going to upload a social security card in this case. Let's see. Don't want to really upload a real social security card. I think all of these are fake. Yep, these are all fake. All right, just wanted to make totally sure. So I'm actually going to upload an MP3 file, just so that you can see that you can upload any kinds of different things. So I uploaded an MP3 file in here, right? I could look at that. I could see, by the way, these came from me. It also will separate out what actually came from the firm. So you'll notice that please sign authorizing e-file 8879 that I sent earlier shows up over here, even though it's complete, and I could download my final copy from here. But over here, you'll notice that I've sent that. So let's just say that I'm now done, right? So it still shows that I have 2 others to upload because I've only uploaded 1. But let's go see again what this looks like on the firm side. So I go back to the firm side, and you will notice now when I click into the in progress where this one is, that I will now have this brand new file when I go into here. And I got a new email that tells me that as well. So now when I come into here, I see a new file. Again, it tells me what is the new file, right? And it came into here. By the way, clients often put in information and they don't name things very well, particularly when they upload from their phones, right? So let's say this really should have been interview.mp3. Totally easy to rename that right here in the system as I just did, right? But I also want to show you another really, really awesome thing that we are able to do as a part of this. And that is we can configure, I can check that I want to automatically notify my clients when I have requested a document and they have not sent it. So this is off by default, but I can turn this on for my firm and I can say, hey, go ahead and email them every day. And I want you to do that for up to 21 days, right? Until they have filled it in. So what this means is, and I can set it for every other day, every week, whatever the case may be. I'm just going to choose every day right now. What this means is that every day for 21 days or until they've uploaded the document, it's going to actually send an email and say, hey, just a reminder, you still need to upload X. So this is an automated follow-up system, right? So I'm going to go ahead actually and change this to just twice, hit save. And now this is set in my account, and that's what's going to happen. So this is an automated follow-up system, which is really, really awesome. Also want to show you some analytics real quick for this firm. Now, obviously, this is a sample firm, so I don't have a lot of data in here, right? I only have 1 job in progress, and I haven't put an invoice in yet. But I can separate out by week, 4 weeks, year to date, month to date, quarter to date, any custom date range. I can see how efficient my team members are, how many have they completed, and I can also look at my NPS, my Net Promoter Score, and see how they are rating me and each of my team members. So really, really cool features that are built into the program here to help us manage our firm and help us learn how to grow. And with that, Mario, would you tell us a little bit more about how Taxaroo helps us to grow?
Sure, I will. And actually, I'll start with the NPS. I mean, one of the things that happens after you finish a return in Taxaroo, you can have it request a review of how that experience was with the client. You're going to get to gauge your tax preparer's efficiency, their customer service skills. You're going to get real-time feedback from your customers to show how you're doing. So that kind of leads into what we'll talk about is marketing tools. So there's actually a suite of marketing tools built into Taxaroo as well. First off is bulk SMS. So we know going into the tax season and there's various tax law changes or there's new things that are happening with all these various stimulus packages. You can easily, once you've uploaded your clients in there, send out a bulk SMS to all of your clients, and they're all going to get right on their cell phone. And we all know, or those of us that are marketers know that is the most effective way to market to clients. Emails are great, bulk emailing, but they don't get opened as much as SMS text messages. So you can do that right from the system. You can do it to the entire group. You can filter down to specific segments of your clientele, or you can even send a one-off text from the grid or from the messaging pane. Knox showed this briefly. He didn't talk about it, but in the notification settings, you could turn on or off birthday emails. since the client's birthday is part of their interview, you can look like a superstar and be the first person to email them each time on their birthday. Cool thing we built too, for those of you that are marketers, there's something called marketing pixels. Okay, so if you do advertising on Facebook or Google or Instagram, Snapchat, or if you have a Google Analytics for your website, you can embed the pixels that those platforms use right into your interview so that you'll know when someone's showing up to start the interview. Maybe somebody started the interview, but they didn't finish, and you want to show them a different ad. So if you're a digital marketer, you have that ability. If you're not sure about that, we have some help documents on that, and you might want to go down that road, or you might just be still working on referrals. That's really a business choice on your side. Cool thing about what this all works, how this all works, is that interview link, you can use that as marketing. Once you have your interview link, so let's say your business is Joe's Taxes. So you're joestaxes.com. So you would have a link that says submit.joestaxes.com. So you're clearly going to use that with your existing clients, but you could use that for marketing too. You can go and put that out there in ads, in emails, in flyers, wherever it is. Hey, submit your information to me easily online. Most of your competitors are not going to have that functionality, and you will. So you can use that custom branded online submission form as a marketing tool. With all this, you're going to spend less time wasted on logistics, chasing down documents, and you're going to have more time for finding new clients or for just hanging out and having more fun in life. That's what we're here to help you to do. So you're going to be able to operate virtually also anywhere. So you may have been restricted previously to your local market. You may have really only worked in your city or town and most of your clients there, except for the ones that may have moved away. Well, now you can become national by utilizing that link and having clients from across the country send you their stuff, communicate with them, and then finalize their returns and even get those reviews. So these are some great marketing tools that are built into the platform, and there's no extra cost for any of them. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Knox for the next step.
Awesome. So as Mario just alluded to, and as I mentioned earlier, we also have full white labeling. This is exclusive to Taxaroo, by the way, right? We are the only company out there that will give you absolutely full white labeling, where there is no mention of Taxaroo anywhere. There's no powered by Taxaroo. There's no Taxaroo in the domain once you've set this up. The emails actually come from you. Nobody else offers you this. So you're using your own domain, using your own logo, your own brand's color scheme. There's no mention anywhere. Your clients are going to be impressed. And that is pretty awesome. We're also rolling out a couple of new features by tax season. So everything that we've shown you thus far is already in the platform and available for you to use now. A couple of other features that we have in development as we speak, and these features are rolling out before the end of the year in time for tax season. And we're super excited about this because we are developing for you a mapped portal drive. Imagine Dropbox right on your computer, or Google Drive, or Box, or Microsoft OneDrive, whatever the case may be. Imagine if you had that provided for you, top grade security, with unlimited data storage for your tax clients right on your computer. We're going to provide that for you with a Taxaroo mapped portal drive, the T drive. Unless you already have T taken, then it'll choose another. What's really awesome about this is going to enable you to print directly out of your tax software into the portal system. So I use Drake, for example. I already told you that earlier, right? I had Drake in my upper right. So I use Drake, I print, it goes straight from Drake into my map portal drive, and it's now available instantly into Taxaroo. I simply log in there and queue it up to be able to send out for signatures, whatever the case may be. So awesome new feature that we are rolling out to you before tax season. We're super excited about it. As soon as we roll this out, we're going to be compatible with every professional tax software on the planet. Really awesome features. And with that, I'll turn it back over to you, Mario.
Thanks, Knox. So you're going to see this is kind of a listing of all the full features. We went through a lot of things, and we've talked through some of them, we've demoed some of them, but you're going to see that customizable client organizer is at the core of the platform. Then you have your secure document portal. You have your IRS compliant e-signatures, invoicing and payments, adding multiple team members onto the platform. So this is not only for the firm owner, your preparers, your administrative staff can also use this. All the communication tools, the chat, the texting, the video, importing and exporting from your tax software, calendar and scheduling for your clients and having that integrate with your existing calendar, whichever one you use. Being able to communicate with your Spanish clients in their language. Full white labeling like no one else has. And also birthday emails and performance analytics. I mean, these are just features upon features upon features. And then as Knox mentioned, the big ones coming, the map portal drive, printer portal, and those automated follow-ups are gigantic time savers. And, clients appreciate it too. You may reach out to them and then you forget to get back to them and they forgot to get you the form. They want to get it over with too. So just the automatic email is a wonderful thing to improve the efficiency and the customer experiences for your clients. Knox, back to you. Oh, actually, I'll take this, Knox. So let's talk about what we replaced. So in addition to all the new features, right, that you're going to be able to utilize in your firm that are going to create that great customer experience, you may be using other softwares. You may be using ShareFile to back and forth those documents. You may be using Calendly to schedule those appointments. You may be using Zoom, Asana for project management, Stripe for payments, DocuSign, paying them to get those signatures, or Intercom or something similar for customer support. Now, all of those things get bundled into one software, and Knox and I can speak to firsthand, and you probably have experienced this past tax season as you were operating at least somewhat virtual. Having all the different softwares in all the different places is technically challenging. And it's even worse when you're adding on new team members, because now they have to learn all these new tools. They have to get all different logins and accesses. And what happens when someone leaves you? You have to go into all the different tools you put them in and take them out. So all these things we're going to replace, and what that's going to do is also going to have a massive cost savings for you. So we'll talk to kind of what that is. If you had 2 users, 5 users, or 10 users, and you're using all those tools, and you probably are using some of those tools, and you have some of these costs, if not all of these costs, you're going to save a significant amount of money. If at 2 users, you're going to save $5,000 a year. At 5 users, you're going to save $4,000 a year. At 10 users, you're going to save $12,000 a year on software and tools by an end rolling it all into one. So let's continue on with the presentation. And this is a statement that I'm really proud of and what the software does. There is no other tool in our industry or out that consolidates everything that we do for your firm and for your clients. So that's a really proud point for me. And that's going to help you to really streamline, create efficiencies, save money, grow, all the great things come along utilizing Taxaroo in your business. And Knox?
Yeah. So, I told you in the beginning, the pain that I experienced in my own practice as I figured out how to work virtually, right? Imagine if and by the way, every one of those tools that we just put up are ones that I have personally used. Okay. Where do you think the list came from? Right. Along with some others that I have used as well. There is no other tool that consolidates everything that we do. I'm telling you, if I had access to Taxaroo when I started out, I would have saved so much money, so much frustration, not only for me, but also for my clients. This is an incredible, incredible opportunity to utilize and to have a tool that is made by people that know exactly what you need to go virtual and to do it successfully. And here's how the plans work. So first of all, we believe in our product. I'm going to give you the opportunity to sign up for a 30-day trial for $1. I cannot get more reasonable than that, right? You pay $1, you get your first 30 days. Totally full featured. You get to test drive all of the features of the software. You can cancel at any time in that trial. You don't owe another dime, right? It only costs you $1 for that first 30 days. Now, if you choose to continue, and we know you're going to, because we're going to provide you the personal onboarding support. We're going to give you one-on-one onboarding. My staff, someone on our staff is going to help you one-on-one to make sure you get up and running to answer all of your questions. We're also going to give you live online support available to you at any time. But should you choose to continue, then you're going to have a couple of options. You can do so on a monthly basis, or you can do so on an annual basis. Now, the monthly basis, this is for those that, can't stomach the larger upfront expense. The annual basis is obviously for those that can stomach the larger upfront expense in exchange for some savings. No long-term contracts in either case. They both include all of the core features. We built 2 users into our core package. The core package for the monthly plan is $99, or just multiply times 10, which basically means you get 2 free months. And you go to the annual plan at $990. If you have additional team members, you add them at $75 per month, or times 10 for the annual. So that's the offer. Monthly plan, $99 a month. That includes your first 2 users. The annual plan is less than $1,000 for the year. Really, really incredible offer for all that you get inside of this software. And you say, okay, Knox, but what are you going to charge me for add-ons? Because I know there's always a give me. There's no way you can do it that cheap, right? There are no gitches here. The only add-ons that you could ever potentially have are in 2 categories. One is if you choose to do additional video call minutes. So we automatically give you 100 free minutes of video calls per month, and those roll over. So for example, if you sign up in November, you don't do any video calls in November, you don't do any in December, you don't do any in January, then by the time you get to February, you will have accumulated the 100 for November, the 100 for December, the 100 for January, and you'll have the 100 available to you for February. So you're going to have like 400 minutes available to you right away, right? Now, you probably utilize some along the way, but you get the point. We're really, really generous in that. 1 minute just equals 1 minute per person on the call, right? Really simple math. The nice thing about this is we include the recording. So this is huge from a compliance perspective. So I'm having my interview, I'm reviewing my return, whatever I'm doing with my client, those calls can be recorded. Now we have the option. We're going to click record, or we're not going to click record, right? But we can record those calls. I recommend you do, frankly, if you're discussing things with the client that you want to make sure that you're recording. Those are going to automatically drop into your client files. From compliance perspective, this is absolutely huge. If you need more minutes, then you can buy buckets of minutes, get them down as cheap as 3 cents a minute, or you can pay per minute along the way, and that is 20 cents a minute. The only possible add-on related to the video. Then the other thing is the enhanced KBA. So that's where we do the database pull, right? We always give you the free basic KBA for the e-signatures and the document approvals. But if you need that database pull, we have a hard cost on that. So obviously we have to pass that along. And those are anywhere from $2 to $3 per pull, depending on whether you get a bucket up front or not. The only 2 ways that you can have additional cost or additional add-ons are those. Everything else is totally included in the platform, including that 100 free minutes of video calls per month with the recording. So absolutely incredible what all we provide here. In addition, we are going to offer you a special relaunch bonus because we are excited about our relaunch and all of these new features that we are bringing to market. So we're going to offer you up to 4 months free. This is huge, 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 huge. When Mario and I talked about this, I'll be honest, at first I said, maybe we'll do 3 months. And he said, I want to do 4. And I said, and he said, I want to do 4. He talked me into it. So we're doing 4 months free. You sign up by November 15th with a paid annual plan, and you will not have to pay again until 2022. How incredible is that, right? So you're going to sign up for the annual plan. You're going to do so by November 15th, and you don't pay again until January 2022. So already the annual plan is an incredible offer, right? I'm going to sweeten the pot even more. If you go ahead and sign up today and go ahead and pay today, so this means basically that you're choosing to not have the trial. You're going to go ahead and bypass the trial, start right away. We're going to give you 5% off for life on your subscription. Plus, you get all this time free. Absolutely phenomenal offer. This is for our relaunch bonus. It will not be there after November 15th. All right. I doubt we ever do this again. You'll always get the 2 months free in the annual plan, right? Because it's times 10. So that part is normal. But this is like an additional bonus 2 months. Absolutely incredible. So again, don't expect this offer to come back again, but it is here as a part of the relaunch just for this next week or so between now and November 15th. Absolutely incredible, incredible offer. Mario, talk to us a little bit about why you should trust us.
Great. Thanks, Knox. So, here's the thing. We're fast. We make things happen. We're nimble. When the industry pivots, COVID came, we built all these new features. We know the industries. I've been in this industry for 18 years, Knox 14. There's no other software provider that has firsthand practitioner experience to be able to live and walk the walk that you walk and know what your needs are. So we're here to make sure that we're continually adapting, and we can do that because we know this industry very well. We're innovative. Look at these new tools and features that we've built that no one else has, that's going to really modernize your practice. We're professional. We've been doing this for a long time. We understand how important that relationship is between you and your client, and we will make sure that that stays strong and intact. And we're experienced. We've been in entrepreneurs. We've been in the tax business. We've been in the software business, a number of different businesses. So we're not people that are kind of starting a new startup and trying to provide something to you that may or may not work. This is already working for 5 years, and it's going to continue to work. And we're excited about having you join it and incorporate it into your tax practice as well. Knox? Let me tell you how we get started. So first off, as Knox mentioned, is the offer. Sign up. You don't have to take the offer. If you want to save some money, get some extra months, go for it. If not, feel free to take the trial and pay monthly, or get the savings and 2 months off by paying annually at a later date. We're going to give you that great handheld onboarding support. You're going to get that one-on-one call, always available tech support. And then you're going to get training. We've got training videos. We've got help documents that are there to help you to make sure that you and your team know how to utilize this. And then you're going to look to client outreach. We're going to give you templates and outreach to use with your clients after you incorporate the upload into your portal. You're going to need to let them know about how this all works. How do they now submit it? All that stuff all built for you as well. So you're not going to have to go figure that out for yourself. And then before you know it, it's 2021, and here we go again with another tax season and the new challenges that each tax season have always bring to us each and every year. And with that, I'm going to turn over to Knox to take us to the end. Thanks, Knox.
Yeah. So, how do you start, right? Well, simple. You go to taxaroo.com/register, and you can get started with a 30-day trial for only $1, or you can choose to do the 4 months free with our relaunch bonus. Again, that's only available until November 15th. So this is a special offer just if you happen to sign up in the next week or so. So really, really incredible. Taxaroo.com/register. Nobody provides the kind of offer that we have with all of these tools. Nobody consolidates all of these tools, everything you need to take your tax practice virtual and to work, frankly, in the kind of environment we find ourselves in now. I don't think there's anybody among us that thinks that 2021 is going to look more like 2018 than it does 2020, right? We're going to see some impact of COVID still in 2021. And even once we are beyond the COVID impact, clients have figured out that we can now work virtually, and they're going to expect that more. We're never going to go back to what it was in 2018. You need Taxaroo, and we are so happy to bring this to market with our relaunch and provide this incredible product and this incredible offer for you. I want to thank you so much for being a part of us. My name is Knox Wimberly. I am the CEO here. Mario Costanz is our Director of Growth. And for both of us, we want to help you modernize your practice together and practice efficiency. Once again, taxaroo.com/register. Thank you.